Make sure you guys go to exam and get your Cliff Notes. And if you want me to email you these, I'll email them to you. But you need the Cliff Notes. You got to study these Cliff Notes right before the test. This is all the terminology and all the wording. So don't forget, if you're on Excel testing, you get Cliff Notes also. They have it. It's called Key Facts. But if you're on the Exam FX, it's the Cliff Notes. All right, and if you want, I can always email it to you. I have it in my computer. I could go ahead and just give me your emails, sign in. If you didn't sign in, just sign in. I will make sure I get everybody's email, and I will mass send everybody these Cliff Notes. Yeah, and then you guys just make sure you have this, okay? You don't need to start studying this now. You could study it the 2 days before the test. So, all right, we're going to get started. Everybody's on the 52 hours, right? They're running their timer out, okay? Don't worry about if you don't understand everything. It's very boring. I found the videos extremely boring. I never even watched the videos. I just ran the timer down. Once the timer is down and you opened all the modules, on the end is going to be 3 final exams. All right? There's going to be practice exams, 3 of them. You want to go to those practice exams and take it over and over and over until you score a 90% and above. If you can get a 90% on those practice exams, you already passed the state exam. Do not take your test or schedule your exam unless the practice exams are 90 and above. If you're not scoring 90 and above, do not take your test yet. You are not ready. So you want to get 90 and above. You want to at least score 4 times 90 and above on the practice. So if you're on the course and you're trying to read everything and study, it doesn't matter. You don't have to. Just open the modules, keep opening them, get all the hours done, and go right to those final exams, the practice exams, and start taking those tests over and over and over until you memorize all the answers, okay? And you can score 90 and above. But what I'm going to teach you today is I'm going to go over terminology with you. So when you go back on your exams tonight, tomorrow, you're going to understand a lot more. How many of you feel you're on this thing and you don't understand anything? Okay, good. That's perfect. So don't worry about trying to understand it. You don't need to understand it. You need to memorize it. You need to just memorize the answers and go take the test. So I'm going to go over that with you today. So I'm trying to think. Felicia, is there any way I could get water somewhere?
Yeah. Let me go check the back.
Thank you.
Your email. Oh, you got it? Okay.
Thank you. I had it.
There you go.
Oh, thank you. I had it somewhere, but I don't know where Tony went. It's in my car. Thank you, sweetie. All right. So the testing place is going to be 300 South Spring Street. Write that down. Yes, 300 South Spring Street. You want to take the one in LA. It's $55 for the test. I like this testing place because it's easier. I've had so much success with the people that take at this testing. I know there's closer ones like Agora testing, the Burbank one. The Burbank one is $76. It's a little more expensive, but I've seen the best results. And from what I'm going to teach you, I've seen like the ratio. When you leave here today and you go back and get 90 on your practice, 100% you will pass the exam. Okay, you will pass, I promise you that. It's 300 South Spring Street. It's going to be in Los Angeles. Okay, when you go to the testing place, I'm going to tell you exactly where to go. You're going to park your car to the next store lot, which is $10. So be prepared to bring $10 with you. When you go in there, these people are in a rush. They're not the nicest people. I found it. They were kind of rude. When you go in there, they're going to say, sit down. You're not allowed to bring anything with you. You're not allowed to bring your children with you. You need a copy of your ID. You need your social. Bring your ID. When you get there, you're going to get a paper and pen. It's going to be a big room with all cubicles, and you're going to just sit in there. So they're going to check you in. When you finish the test that day, they're going to tell you right then and there you passed. Right there you find out. When you pass, you get up. They call you up. They say congratulations, and then you do your live scan there. So the fingerprinting, do it at the state. It will go through a lot quicker. I've actually seen people get a license in 7 to 10 days. So they've been going quicker on it. So you're going to do the paper you get when you pass, do not throw the paper away, because 24 hours later, there's going to be a little code on it. You have to go on on the flash application on the computer and get a flash application done through the federal government. Okay? Once the flash app goes in, we wait 5, 7 days, 8 days, whatever, and you got a license. That's it. So do not rush out of there, throw the paper away. You're going to have to follow that paper and go to that link the next day. So it's 300 South Spring Street. When you go and register for your test, you're going to go to the psiexam.com. It's going to be PSI site, the PSI site. And it's going to be called psiexam.com. When you go to the site, you're going to go Department of Insurance, number 1, State of California, number 2. Do exactly what you say. Don't mess anything up. Don't be picking the wrong license. You're looking for a light accidental health and life, not life only, not P&C. It should be exactly 180 minutes to the exact. That's how the time, and it should be exactly $55. So when you go to psiexam.com to go book your test, every day they have a test, 8:30 in the morning, 1:30 in the afternoon, 8:30 in the morning. So you could book your test the day before, 2 days before, any day, every day they have the exam. So you go to psiexam.com, and what are you going to do? You're going to go book your test, register, you're going to schedule your exam, State of California, Department of Insurance, and then you're going to look, and then you're going to go to where it says CDI site. You're going to scroll all the way down to CDI site, and you're going to find where it says CDI site for testing accidental life and health exam agent only. That's exactly what it's going to say. Accidental life and health exam agent only. 180 minutes, hit it, and it will be exactly $55, and it will say 300 South Spring Street, and then you pay for it right online, and it tells you what day you want to go. If you don't see Spring Street, you're in the wrong place. If you don't see $55 and you see 100, you're in the wrong place. If this test says life only, you're in the wrong place. So you better make sure you know exactly what test to take, because I've seen so many people mess it up. Oh, well, it was only 60 minutes. I'm like, what do you mean? You only took the life test. You did it wrong. Oh, I didn't know. No, it's accidental life and health. 180 minutes, $55, CDI site, psiexam.com, down in LA. That's exactly where you go. How many minutes is it? Okay, if you don't see 180 minutes, you see like 90, you're on the wrong test. It's accidental life and health exam, life agent only. Okay, so when you go in there, you're going to park your car to the right of the place, and it's a $10 parking fee. You're going to walk up with your stuff. People might not be that nice because they're not. They just want to get their job done. You sit in there. You're not allowed to take anything with you. So make sure the only thing you need is your credit card to pay for your live scan, and they're going to give you paper and pen in there. You can take your wallet, man. Ladies, you might not be able to take your purse, all right? But I want you to make sure you get these Cliff Notes, because in the car, right before you go over there, you make sure you study these one more time. One more time, get your Cliff Notes down, okay? You're going to get these Cliff Notes. So you know exactly where you're going. You know exactly where you're parking. You know exactly the South Spring Street. You know exactly now. There's no miscommunication here. We know exactly the test we're taking. We're going to walk in there. We're going to go take our test, and we're going to relax. We're going to sit down, and we're going to take a breath. And you're going to get on that test, and you're going to start seeing the first question, and you're not going to know it. You're going to see question number 2. You're not going to know that one. Number 3, number 4, number 5. You're not going to know it. Number 6, number 7. You're going to go, oh my God, am I on the wrong test? You're going to start panicking here. Number 10, you don't know it. 11, you have no clue. You're starting to think that you're on the wrong test now. You're like, what's going on here? They do that purposely. Don't worry. Remember, if that happens to you, I told you that's going to happen to you. Don't freak out. Relax. Say, Lisa said this is going to happen. I might not know these. It's okay. They're going to put all the harder ones in the beginning. They want you to get nervous. They're challenging you. So I want you to go to the test. It's A, B, C, and D. And I want you to take your time. And then let's say number 12, you know that one. Number 13, you know that one. Everything I teach you today, you're going to see these questions I'm going to give you. You're going to start knowing them like this. You're going to go, I know that one. I know that one. I know that one. I want you to count 90 of them. When you finish taking the whole test, count 90 of them that you 100% know is right. The minute you're getting over 90 correct, you already passed this exam. Remember that? So remember, I'm telling you that when you're done with the test, you can always go back to your questions and answers, which I'm going to teach you how to do it. I want you to go back to it, and I want you to count. This one, 100% is right. 2, 3, this is right. This one, go with your first instinct. There's only A, B, C, and D. 2 are always going to be close. The other 2 are crap. The one that you originally thought is the answer, that's the answer. Go with that one, okay? And I want you to count 90 of them. When you get to 90, you got it right. 91's right. 92, you already passed this test. Keep going, keep going. Take your time. You get 3 hours. Take your time. Don't panic. Just relax. If you don't know an answer, skip it. Write it on your piece of paper. Go back to number 35. I'm not sure, but I will know when I get back. You just got to go in that. When I took the test, I was freaking out. I'm like, oh my God, I don't know this. I was sweating. I'm like, oh my God. I never even was taught about these key facts. No, nobody even told me how to learn the words. I just went in there and I got a 99 on every cram course 10 times in a row. Didn't learn nothing. I didn't know what I was doing. I finally got the key facts on the way to the test. When I did it the first time, I'm like, oh my God. I took it over again in my mind. I was like, Lisa, you got to just have common sense here. I went through it. I changed about 90 questions on the test. I changed it my second time around. I passed. Ever since that test that I took, that I was like, why didn't anybody go over this? I believe in teaching this whole test. Because when you go in there, I'm going to guarantee you're going to get 80s and 90s. Because you're going to know the answers like this. Okay, fair enough? So I want you to explain everything I'm telling you, it's going to happen. So you relax and you're going to pass it because you're going to know the answers. So first thing I want to talk about, life insurance. Life insurance transfers a risk. It doesn't eliminate. We transfer the risk. What do? Life insurance transfer the risk. Donna, what does life insurance do? Does it eliminate or transfer? Transfer. Transfer the risk. Pure risk. A pure risk is 100% insurable. A pure risk, we're insurable. A speculative risk, oh my God, it's gambling. There's a chance of a gain and a loss. You're not insurable. So you tell me, what's a pure risk? Can we insure you? Fast. Yeah. Pure risk is insurable. Speculative? Nah, you're a gamble. So insurance transfers risk. Does it eliminate it? No. Transamerica, listen, I'm getting a life insurance policy. I'm transferring my risk to you, Transamerica. If anything happens to me, you take care of my family. You understand? Pure risk, insurable. Speculative, Kushan, not insurable. Not insurable. Speculative risk is a chance of a gain and a loss, not insurable. A peril is a loss of a cause. Loss of cost, peril. Peril, loss of cause. Hazard, think of the hazard sign, slippery when wet when you're driving. It's a hazard. A hazard, what? A hazard is more of a risk. You're increasing a risk. Think the yellow hazard sign, slippery when wet. A hazard increases the risk. Hazard, slippery when wet sign, increases the risk. Peril, loss of cause. Speculative risk is what? Fast. Yeah, what's pure risk? Fast. Pure risk, is it insurable or not insurable? Yes. Insurance transfers risk or eliminates. Transfer it. Transamerica, take my risk. I'm transferring it to you. Now, a morale with the E on the end. M-O-R-A-L-E. Morale-E, I call it. Morale-E. It's careless because careless has an E in it. So morale with the E is careless because there's an E in it. Morale with the A is dishonest. Dishonest. So the regular morale is dishonest. The one with the E is what? Why? Because it has a what? Yes. A speculative risk is a chance of what? Gain and loss. Can we insure them? No. No. You can't insure you. No. We speculate. It's a gamble. Your risk, there's a chance of a gain or loss, not insurable. A pure risk, can we insure? Yeah. What is the hazard? Increases the what? Yes, a peril, loss of what? Cause. A morale with the E is what? Morale with the A. Yes. What about mortal? Mortal, write this down, death. Like I love the Twilight series, all the mortals and the dead vampires, right? Or they're alive forever but immortal, right? So mortal is death, morbid, sick, morbid, mortal, death. So hazard is what? Increases the what? What's your name? Alan. Hazard increases what? Immoral with the E. Best. Yeah, without the E. A. Dishonest. Dishonest. A purist. You insurable? You're not? A peril. Best. Loss of what? Insurance transfers or eliminates risk? Yeah, you got it. So a morale with the A, Donna, is what? A morale with the A. Morale. The one with the E. What is mortal? Death. Morbid. Sick. Sick. Morbid. Okay. Non-contributory versus contributory. So contributory is the employee is contributing. Contributing. Contributory is contributing into like a 401k. Non-contributory is I'm not contributing, the employer is paying. So contributory versus non-contributory. Contributory means we're contributing. Non-contributory means what? Employee is not contributing. What? The employer is paying for it. So morale with the E. What is the one with the E? Brandon. Yeah, E. It has the E. Careless has an E in it. Moral with the A. Dishonest. Peril. Loss of cause. Hazard. Increases the what? Okay, they're going to tell you, I want you to put premiums from the youngest, lowest to the highest. Is it traditional life, single life, modified life? They're going to tell you they want the premiums from the lowest to the highest. Lowest years to the highest. So it works like this. Modified life is first, then it's traditional, and the last is single. So when they say to you, I want you to put the premiums from the lowest to the highest, lowest years to the highest, it's going to be modified, traditional, and single. How are you going to remember that? Well, when you're young, you modify yourself, you're looking good, then you get married, and you're traditionally bored. Then you're single, all alone, by yourself, in a rocking chair, watching the sunset. So, how do you put it? They're going to say, put the premiums from the lowest to the highest. What is it? Modified, single, traditional, modified. You got it. You ready? What is it? Tell me, sir, what's your name?
Chris.
Chris, I want you to put the premiums from the lowest to the highest. What is it? Everybody's going to remember that, right? If you're young, you modify, and traditional, you're married, then single, you're all alone. Did you remember that? Okay, good. A morale with the E. Careless. Morale with the A. Dishonest. A peril. Loss of cost, right? What is a premium? A premium is the amount you pay for the insurance every month. Is a premium. It's called a premium. There's 4 parts to a life insurance policy. 4 parts. There's an owner, somebody that owns it. Then there's a payer. Then there's an insurer. Then there's a beneficiary. So we have a life insurance policy. The child is the owner. Is the insurer. Mom's the beneficiary. Grandma's the payer. How many parts of insurance policy? There's 4. Now, it's usually the same person, right? I've had wives say, I want to be the owner of my husband's policy, the beneficiary, the payer, everything on his life, him being the insurer. Or I've had a grandmother put a policy on their grandchild. She owns the policy. She pays the premium. She's the beneficiary, and the child is the insured. It's insurers, is the insurer. So how many parts are there on a life insurance policy? Because you got somebody that owns it. So the owner could be different than the payer? Yeah. The owner could be different than the insurer. Doesn't have to always be the same person. So there's an owner, a payer, a beneficiary. What's a beneficiary? A beneficiary is a person that receives the benefits. So there's an owner, a payer, a beneficiary, and who else? Insurer. Exactly. How many parts are there to life insurance policy? 4. Life insurance transfers the risk. Does it eliminate it? No, it transfers it. So a speculative risk, can we insure it? No. Why? It's a gamble. A pure risk, is that insurable? Okay. A peril, loss of cause. Next one, a hazard, increases the what? Remember the slippery when wet sign? Increasing the what? Yeah. A morale with the E, fast. Careless, because careless has an E in it. A morale, regular morale with the A, dishonest. Okay, non-contributory, contributory. Contributory, you're what? The employee is what? Contributing. Non-contributory is what? Yes. Mr. MIP, MRMIP, Major Risk Medical Insurance Program. I call him Mr. MIP. MRMIP, write that down. MRMIP, it's Major Risk Medical Insurance Program. I call him Mr. MIP. Who is he? Well, if somebody has heart conditions, open heart surgery, nobody wants to insure them, they can go to Mr. MIP. Because as long as they're a California residents, right, and nobody wants to give this person insurance, the Major Risk Medical Insurance Program will accept him. I call it Mr. MIP. Who's Mr. MIP? Major Risk Medical Insurance Program. MRMIP. Mr. who? MIP. Who's Mr. MIP? Who's that program? What's this program about, Mr. MIP? What's he about? What's your name? Paula, who's Mr. MIP? What is this program about?
People that can't get insured by having heart.
Yeah, they're sick. Nobody wants to help them. Who's going to help them? Yeah, Mr. MIP, Major Risk Medical Insurance Program. You have to be a resident of who? California. So who's Mr. MIP? Brandon, who's Mr. MIP?
So, major risk, medical.
Insurance program? What kind of program is this? If people can't get insurance because they're really unhealthy, they had heart problems, nobody wants to help these people. Mr. MIP will, and it would be really expensive. So we know who the gatekeeper is. Gatekeeper. The gatekeeper. Who's he? Who's this gatekeeper? The gatekeeper is your primary physician. The primary physician. If you got to go to a neurosurgeon, you don't call up a neurologist. You got to go to the primary guy first and then go to a neurologist. He is called the gatekeeper, the first guy in the gate, right? He's the primary physician. So if you got to go get your back or a chiropractor, or you got to get tested your bones, so you just call a bone doctor. Who do you got to go to first? The first guy in the gate. You open the gate, and who's the first guy? Which is the primary, which is what? The gatekeeper. And then you can go to the bone doctor or neurologist. So who's the gatekeeper? Who is he? The primary. Who's Mr. MIP? Major Risk Medical Insurance Program. Who is he? Who's Mr. MIP? Yeah, he's expensive. When you need help and nobody will take you, who do you go to? Mr. MIP will. Do you have to be a California resident?
Yes.
Yep. All right. So gatekeeper. Unilateral is one-sided, like a unicycle. One-sided, a contract, one-sided, like a unicycle. Unilateral, one-sided. Like a unicycle has one wheel, right? Just remember unilateral, one-sided. Just know the answer. When they say anything with unilateral and then the answer you see one-sided, that's the answer. They're going to say, I want you to take the premiums and put it from the lowest to the highest years. So go ahead, sir. I'm sorry, your name again? Don't look at the answers. Is it going to be traditional, modified, single, single, modified, traditional, single? Which one first? You got it. Good job. Who's Mr. MIP? So that's Elvis. What was your name again, ma'am? Your name?
Sylvia.
Sylvia. Who's Mr. MIP? Major Risk Medical Program. And what is he for? They have nobody wants to insure him. Okay, so we have a unilateral. Is how many sided? Yes, we got Social Security quarters. 40 quarters to collect Social Security. 40 quarters equals 10 years. So you got to be paying in the system for 10 years or 40 quarters, and you're in the system. So what's the quarters for Social Security? How many quarters you got to put into it? Which is how many years? So what if they tell you on the test? There's no 40 quarters and you see 10 years. What's the answer? 10 years. What if they have 10 years and no 40 quarters? What's the answer? 10 years. What if they only have 40 quarters? What's the answer? 40 quarters. The blackout period for Social Security is what? 65 and 16 for a young person. Here's an example. My aunt had a baby. Her husband died. My aunt was able to collect her Social Security until she turned 60. How old Social Security? 65, right? And then she was so mad. She's like, I can't believe I can't get the son of a bitch's benefits anymore, you know? She was all pissed off. But anyway, she was collecting like $800 a month all those years. And then 65, she couldn't collect anymore. But the baby, she was able to collect benefits from the dad until she turned 16. So they call it the blackout period. That means Like when you go to Magic Mountain and it's the blackout dates, you can't go on the rides. No more. No more. You're blacked out. No more benefits. No more rides. Have you ever been to Magic Mountain? They say it's a blackout day. You can't go on the rides. So what is the blackout period for Social Security? And 16 for the kids, right? 65 and 16, because that's the blackout period. And what does the blackout period mean? No more what, Brandon? No more. All done. Bye-bye. Who's Mr. MIP? Major Risk Medical Insurance Program. Who is ADA? Oh my God, the American Disability Act, the ADA Act. This act states that if you wear eyeglasses, you are not disabled. I personally call you four eyes. So you are not disabled. You cannot collect. So in the ADA Act, wearing eyeglasses, are you disabled?
No.
What are you? That's okay. You're four eyes. All right, could you remember that? So American Disability Act, you cannot, wearing eyeglasses is not considered what? Nope, you're not disabled. And also obesity is not disability. You are not obese. I mean, you are not collecting ADA. But if you have MS, are you considered disabled?
Yes.
Yes. All right, they're going to ask you something like this. A chronic dread disease. What's a dread disease? The answer is going to always be cancer. Dread disease, cancer. Just remember, when you see dread disease in the question, oh, look for the answer, cancer. Dread disease, cancer. Dread disease, cancer. A morale with the E. Fast. Think. Stop writing it down. Understand. A morale with the E. With the A. Mr. Mip. Cobra. Oh my God. Cobra is a snake. It's a snake. Cobra is a snake. An extension. And like a snake, like a cobra snake. Remember, cobra is a snake. It's an extension of your health insurance. So say you're married and you get a divorce and the wife had the husband's health insurance. Now she has no more insurance. She could get Cobra, an extension, for 6 more months. It's very expensive though. Yeah, 6 more months. 130, 60, 70. Yeah, 6 more months. So what is Cobra? Yeah, it's a snake, an extension, and it's very expensive. Yeah, 180, 30, 60, 90. Yep, 6 months. And it's very expensive. So Cobra, we all know what Cobra is. It's a what? Like a snake, right? So Mr. MIP, Major Risk Medical Insurance Program, the gatekeeper is who? The primary, unilateral, one-sided, one wheel. Social Security, how many quarters are you on the system? Or how many years? Yeah, don't get confused. We're going to take the premiums from the youngest to the highest. Let's talk about it. Is it modified, single, traditional? Yes or no? No. Is it traditional, modified, single? No. Is it modified, traditional, single? The blackout period, no more on the rides. What age? And yes. What is an illustration? Non-guaranteed element. It's like a bid. It's like when you go to a contract and he's putting a bid on the kitchen and he's going to run an illustration. See, we as a professional in insurance, we run illustrations. So I have a client, they want $500,000 insurance, right? So I would say, okay, what's your age? How's your health? And I will go on my computer. As soon as you get your license, you're going to have access to the illustrations. And you can actually run an illustration and show them, listen, a non-smoker, healthy 40-year-old like you for $500,000 coverage will cost you $250 a month. So what is an illustration? It's a bid. This is the answer. This is the answer. Non-guaranteed element. Non-guaranteed element. What is an illustration? Non-guaranteed element. It's like a bid. We're showing the client an illustration. Now, let's say they smoke. If they smoke, you're going to have to put smoking. You're going to put a smoker, okay? There's standard, there's preferred client, and then there's, not a tobacco. These are the ratings you need to know. Tobacco is always going to be the most expensive. They love their cigarettes. They love smoking, so they're going to pay more, right? A person that smokes tobacco is going to pay more premium than a preferred person. A preferred person is pretty much healthy, no cigarettes, no, good shape, healthy, a preferred. So a preferred person, when we rate them, I always want to see about the person. Are you healthy? Do you smoke? Blah, blah, blah. Oh, so we'll rate you a preferred. A preferred premium is going to be cheaper because they're more healthy. A tobacco is going to come out more expensive because they love their cigarettes. So they're going to pay for it, right? And then standard is, I'm not a tobacco, but I'm not a preferred. I might be a little overweight. I might not go to the gym. Once in a while, I drink a little bit. Put me a rating of standard. So, is a standard cheaper than a tobacco?
No.
Yes.
Think about it.
Yes.
What's the most expensive premium? Why? Because we love our what? They love the cigarette. So you're going to pay more price, right? Okay. So we're going to think about it again. Is a preferred cheaper than a tobacco? Why? Because they don't like cigarettes. They don't smoke, right? Is a standard more expensive than a preferred? More expensive than a preferred? Yes. Because preferred is always the what? Cheapest, because it's the best health, right? So a preferred person always pays the least. The tobacco always pays the what? Most. And the standard is usually in the middle. So does a standard pay more than a tobacco? Yes or no? Does tobacco pay more than a preferred?
Yes.
Does preferred pay less than tobacco?
Yes.
If I pay it yearly versus monthly, is it more expensive yearly?
More expensive monthly.
More expensive monthly. Is quarterly more expensive than monthly?
No.
It's cheaper. Is monthly more expensive than yearly?
No.
Yes.
Yes, because you're paying it monthly, you pay more if you pay monthly than paying it all up front. You understand that? Think about it. You got the premiums, you pay it all up front. Is that cheaper than paying it monthly? Is a quarterly cheaper than a yearly? You got to think, right? Is a monthly premium more expensive than a quarterly? Is tobacco more expensive than a standard? Is a preferred the best?
Yes.
What's an illustration? A non. Yeah, it's a bid. Non-guaranteed element. Illustration. What is an appointment? When they say your license is done when you have no more appointments. Your license is now terminated because you have no more appointments. What is appointment?
We can bring you in.
And like a client?
Yeah.
No. Now when you go back on your test, you're going to understand it. You'll see questions where it talks about appointments. An appointment is when you get your license, guys, we take your number and we're going to appoint you to Nationwide, Athene, Transamerica, Pacific Life, all the companies. You are appointed to all these companies. Now you could sell all those products. If you're not appointed to any company, you can't sell any products. So when they ask you about your appointments, what kind of appointment is this? Yeah, permission to do what? Sell the products. Exactly. I thought it was, I have an appointment with a customer. I'm like, why are they asking me about appointments? You know, I'm thinking, is this customers? No. It means you got permission to sell Nationwide's product, Transamerica, Fidelity, all the products. So when your license comes in, when you get the number, then what do you got to do? Get what? Appointed
Appointed with the company.
with all the companies. So you can represent all these companies. So what is an appointment?
Permission to sell.
Yes, exactly. So a unilateral unit is one-sided. Illustration.
Not guaranteed.
Yep, like a bid. Is standard more than a tobacco? No. How many parts of an insurance policy is there? Qualified money versus non-qualified money. What's qualified money? Well, let's say you have a client. They go, I have $500,000. I'd like to do something with it. The first thing I ask, well, is it qualified or non-qualified? Non-qualified. So if they say it's non-qualified, ooh, that's good. That means that money is coming from a savings account or a cash money. Non-qualified has 2 words, non-qualified. Savings account has how many words?
2.
Savings account. So non-qualified money is cash, savings money, mattress money, Qualified money is like a 401k. It's coming from a 403b. We're rolling it from an IRA. It's in a qualified, some kind of plan. So you know how long it took me to learn this until finally a teacher explained it to me this way? She goes, could you remember savings account as 2 words and non-qualified is 2 words. So non-qualified money is what kind of money? Money that we could just take it right out. Savings account, matrix money, cash. Qualified money is what? Oh, we got to go to Fidelity and get it out. And Fidelity's a monster, right? We got to get it out of a plan. So qualified money is money that's already in something. Like they had an old 401k, an old 403b, you know, we're dealing with the shocks because now we got to get the money out of the old plan to put it into something else like an annuity, right? So the first thing you always ask them, well, where's the money coming from? Is it Elvis qualified or non-qualified money? Oh, okay, good. So where's the money coming from? Oh, that's good. You just write a check and we're rolling in. A lot easy, right? If it's qualified money, where's it coming from? Oh, it's coming from some sharks. Fidelity is the biggest shark, by the way. I mean, when you're trying to get money from Fidelity, yours was okay, but I've had clients that they will chase to, like JP Morgan. I've had clients, I mean, the companies would literally threaten their lives, say you can't take the money out. I had one rollover where the actual lady had to get, the company said, if you want to take your money out, you got to get it notarized. You got to also have your husband notarize it. You got to have the birth certificate. You got to show this. It took us forever. It's crazy. Really, they're like sharks. They're making it, they just don't want the people to take their money out of those investments like a Fidelity. They don't want them to take their money out. And they do everything they can to scare the people. So you as an agent got to let the people know that, listen, this is how they work. We're dealing with Fidelity. We're dealing with Vanguard. I'm very familiar with these people. Let me speak for you because these guys are just, they're going to tell you, they're going to scare you. They're going to tell you you're going to get hit with taxes. So we're going to roll your money out of this and it's safe and blah, 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 blah. So you understand that. What's an annuity? What is an annuity? There's life insurance and then there's annuities. So let me tell you, there's life insurance. We have term insurance, which has a deadline, right? Like 10, 20, or 30 year. There's whole life. Whole life, you pay your whole life. You get a little bit of cash, but what happens? It gets expensive later. Could get very expensive. And then there's IULs, index universal life, like where it has an index to it. You don't lose. There's a cap and a floor. It mirrors the market. Okay. So there's different types of life insurances. Don't even get overwhelmed. The only thing you got to know is there's term insurance, which is term has a date. So it terminates. So let's say it's a 20-year term. So years ago, my husband had a Prime America policy. It's a $3 million. And he, at 50 something, he looks at it and it's going, instead of like whatever it was, 500 or 300 a month or whatever, it jumps up to like 2,000 or something. And he's like, oh my God, I thought when I got this that it was always going to be the same amount. So we ended up getting it all fixed and upgrading and getting other ones. But a term insurance always seems like it's really inexpensive. But what happens as you keep going and later in life, if you want to keep the policy, like if it's only a 20-year and then you want to keep it after that, it's very expensive. And then it's hard for the people to get qualified at that time. So term life insurance is a lot cheaper, but you put all that money in, and then if you live past, you live past 60, you lose all that money. You can get an IUL. You can get a nationwide protected just as affordable. I'm not saying a term is bad unless they have a mortgage, they have young kids. I usually would get a term in an IUL. So you can run an IUL illustration and add a term in it, and it's still like an IUL. It doesn't run out. To make it have them have more insurance, you can add it in there. So term insurance, you only get benefits. There's no cash accumulation. Whole life, there's some cash. Not a lot, very little. And then there's IUL, which is Index Universal Life, which you are mirroring in the market, and you have a lot more cash value. And benefits, like long-term care, critical, chronic, and terminal illness. So as years went on with life insurance has so evolved. It's evolved over the years. They keep coming out with more and more stuff in it. So life insurance is you pay a monthly premium for benefits, right? For a death benefit, for critical chronic illness, right? What is an annuity? Annuity, life insurance, death benefits are 100% tax-free. So when the cash in it is all tax-free. Annuity is a tax-deferring vehicle like a 401k. That's why people have old 401ks. It just doesn't make sense to keep it in a 401k when you can roll it into a one lump sum into an annuity, an FIA, a fixed index annuity. Right now, Athene 10, the agility, is giving a 25% bonus to do a rollover on of old 401k for an annuity. So how does annuity work? It's a one lump sum. So if somebody says, I have $1 million to invest, well, what are you going to do? Put that on a life insurance policy? No. Say, I can help you. I can have you grow in the market, no risk. You still have tax deferred, especially if the money is in a qualified plan like a 401k. And it's sitting in an old, you know how many old 401k plans I find for people like, oh my God, I worked at Target for 5 years. Oh my God, I have a 401k. Get it out of the market. Why would we keep it there when we can roll it into something like the Athene Agility, a 10-year, it's unlimited cap, has a floor. You could take 10% out a year. It tax defers. There's no risk. There's no risk. All right, you got to pay a 5% spread, but there's no risk. So why would I keep my money in an old 401k plan that could lose money when we could put it in a Athene 10, or what about the 7, the Janus 7? That's another one, the Athene 7. It's called the Elite 7. It's been doing the best performance, like for accumulation. I put a lot of my clients, younger clients, they have a load of money sitting in an old 401k. The 7 is doing Athene Performance Elite 7. The performance is unbelievable. And it has no cap and a floor, no risk. You could take your money 10% every year out. There's no fees. There's surrender charges. But any company, you take your money out, if you surrender it early, you get a fee 10%, and every year you get closer to your surrender date, the percentage goes down. So it just doesn't make sense. When I see people that have those money sitting in a savings account, a CD, you got to offer them things like an FIA. And Athene has the best products, guys. You got to learn about annuities. It's just so worth it. Why lose money when you can gain money, make money, never lose it, tax defer it, access it, get benefits with it? So annuity is a one lump sum. So I say I have a $500,000, Donna, and I want to put it somewhere. What could you offer me? What do you do? Oh, okay. Is there a risk? Which one are you thinking about? Here's my age. I'm 50, but I want something later. I have a $500,000. I want to invest it in something where I never lose money, that I can get a chance to double my money. And at that time in my life, I want to live on interest for the rest of my life. Could you put me in something like that? Yeah. It's the 10 Agility with a 25% bonus. So if they have lifetime income, the bonus is 25%. So if I have 500,000, how much am I going to have now? 100 and what? 25,000 more. What's 25% of 500? 125,000. So that would be, I would start off my account with an extra 25% of my money. That's not bad. Okay, so everybody understands an annuity is a one lump sum. It's not a life insurance. It's a one lump sum. Okay. And it's tax defer. So every time you make money, is it still being tax deferring? Yeah. When you take your money out, you got to pay taxes on it. A life insurance policy is not tax defer. It's tax free. So I can't take my money from my 401k and roll it into a life insurance policy because it's not the same taxes. I would have to cash my money out and then open it for a life insurance policy. So don't get confused. So these are the two products you want to specialize in. Just learn your IUL and learn your Athene products. I love Athene. I stick with Athene too. I used to do Nationwide, but if you look at the performance in the Athene products now, they're killing it out there. They're doing extremely well. And I love the Transamerica IUL, and I'm a very big fan of Nationwide IULs, because Nationwide, for clients that have Crohn's disease, diabetes too, Nationwide will actually help people get approved if they have health conditions. I love Nationwide. They have 2 products that you want to learn: Accumulator and the Protector. The Protector's for the older people, and the Accumulator is for the younger people. That's it. Nationwide has 2 of the best products: Accumulator and Protector, and Transamerica has the IUL. So, Mr. MIP, Major Risk Medical Insurance Program. Who's he? Yeah, you gotta be California. Okay, Gatekeeper, primary. He's the primary guy. He's the first guy in the gate. Who is the MIB people? The Men in Black, I call them, but they're really called the Medical Information Bureau. The Medical Information Bureau, Men in Black, I call them. Never forget this term, MIB, the Medical Information Bureau. They're kind of like the BBB people for people instead of businesses. So MIB, the Men in Black, the Medical Information Bureau, these are the people that every time you go into the doctor, they're always reporting your stuff, like any medications that you take, they're putting on the computer and they're passing it to the MIB. They get all your records. See, the insurance companies are members of the Medical Information Bureau. So that's why when I was going through my chemo last year, and then I had to get Xanax because I couldn't sleep, I was constantly wide awake from the medicine. And then I go, I don't want this on my record. I don't want this on my record. I didn't want to get no medicine, nothing from my doctor, because I didn't want them to report it on my record. So every time you go to a doctor and you get a prescription, or you get ibuprofen, or you got Vicodin, they take it and they report it in that computer, which goes to the MIB, the Medical Information Bureau. And then when you try to get a life insurance policy, now they're going to look back and they're going to say, okay, well, I saw in 2017 you did ibuprofens and you had codeines and you did this. What was it for? And you start building that report. It's kind of like the BBB people. They have everything. That's why last year when I was going through all my sicknesses, I told my doctor, I don't want nothing. I'll suffer with the pain. Nope, I don't want nothing on my report. It's bad enough I got chemo. I don't want no medication on my report. So he's like, well, you could go outside. I'm like, forget about it. I will suffer with it. Because I didn't want anything going on my record. Because I know 5 years from now, when I want to get more insurance, once I'm 5 years cancer-free, I can apply again. I'm not going to have all this medicine on my report. So who is these MIB people? Who are they? The Men in Black, Medical Information Bureau.
Because it's going to be more expensive?
Yeah. Oh, they're going to deny you and say, oh, no. Why were they on this medication? Maybe they're suicidal. You know what I'm saying? Oh, antidepressants. Nope. Suicidal, antidepressants. Every little medicine you take is going on your report. Then you'll put it. If you're like outside of the insurance, and it's not going to show. It's when you're in the HMO, Health Maintenance Organization. Write that down. HMO. It's like Kaiser. It's the in-house doctors, that network, HMO. This is what's going to be on the test. They stress preventive medicine. They stress preventive medicine. They don't want you to have any medicine. They want you to suffer. HMO. They stress preventive medicine. They don't want to give you any medicine. They want you to suffer. So who's the HMO? Health Maintenance Organization. It's an in-house network with their doctors, like Kaiser, right? I have Kaiser HMO. I like Kaiser, though. I like Kaiser. Kaiser treated me good last year. But they stress preventive medicine. Preventive medicine. PPO is out of preferred provider. It's doctors outside. You can go to doctors outside. PPO. You get different providers outside the network, like an 80-20 plan. HMO stresses preventive medicines. PPO is outside doctors, outside network. Premium, that's the amount you pay every month for the insurance. That's a premium. What's the deductible? A deductible is the amount you got to come out of pocket. And then they pay. Like when you get in a car accident, okay, your deductible is $500. You got to come out of pocket Deductible is your out-of-pocket expense. Premium is the amount you pay every month for your insurance. Co-payment. A co-payment is that $25 that you got to keep giving to your doctor every time you visit them. Don't forget your co-payment. Co-payment. Everybody understands that? So co-payment, premium, deductible. Co-insurance. Co-insurance is you and the insurance company use it together, 80-20. Insurance together, 80-20. So co-insurance is you and somebody else are together on the same thing. 80% they pay, 20% I pay. Co-insurance. Illustration. Elvis, come on, Elvis. What's an illustration?
It's a bit.
Yep. All right. Who's the gatekeeper, Elvis?
The prime position.
Who's Mr. Mip?
Um,
Just think. It's okay. You got it. M, Mr. Major.
Major.
R, risk.
Major risk.
M, medical. I, insurance. P, program. I just call him Mr. MIP. It's Major Risk Medical Insurance Program. What kind of program is this for?
It's for those that cannot be insured.
They'll help you. You go to Mr. MIP, he'll give you a coverage. Is he expensive?
Yeah.
Extremely. Okay. A morale with the E on the end. Morale E. Care less. Morale with the A. Dishonest. A peril. Loss of cause. A hazard. Increases the risk. Right? Gatekeeper. Who's he? Primary. Unilateral. One-sided. Like a unicycle. I want you to put the premiums from the lowest to the highest. Let me do it and tell me if it's yes or no. Traditional, single, modified.
No.
Modified, single, traditional.
No.
Modified, traditional, single.
Yes.
Good job. An illustration, non-guaranteed element. Appointment. What's an appointment? You said it. I'm sorry, sir. What was your name? What's your name, I mean? Ross? Ross said it best. That's a great way to remember it. Appointment is permission. Appointment, I have the appointment with all the companies to sell their products. Don't think it's a customer, because I thought appointment was appointment with a customer. So when they ask you about your appointments, that means you're appointed to Nationwide, Transamerica, MetLife, all these companies. You got permission to sell all their products. That's what an appointment is. You're appointed to those companies. It has nothing to do with a customer. That's what I thought. So everybody knows what appointed is? Appointment. Did you get your appointment yet? Nope, I'm waiting for my license. When my license comes in, I'm gonna take my number. I'm gonna get appointed to who? All the companies, all the providers. A preferred person pay more than a standard?
No.
Does a tobacco pay more than a preferred? Yeah. What's the premium? That's the amount you pay every month. Co-payment, the doctor fee, deductible, the amount out of your pocket. HMO, health, maintenance, organization. What do they stress? Stress what? Because they want you to what? Yes. What is the ADA? Do they cover glasses? Eyeglasses? The American Disability Act. No, it doesn't cover what?
Obesity and
You're not considered disabled. You are considered what? Forest. American Disability Act. Does it cover? Are you disabled because you wear glasses? No, you are. Forest. Okay, that's all right. All right. What about obesity? Is that covered under American Disability? Are you because you're obese? No, you're not. No. Does MS cover it? ADA, American Disability Act. If you wear glasses, you are not disabled. If you are obesity, you are not disabled. This is exactly what's going to be on the test. So when they try to trick you and go, okay, are you covered now? Are you considered disabled? You know the answer is going to be no. Qualified versus non-qualified. Qualified money is like a what? Non-qualified is what? Because how many words is non-qualified? And how many words is savings account? You'll never forget that one. Mortal, death, morbid, sick. You got to know mortal because everybody loves the Twilight series. The mortals, they're all the vampires. They're all dead, and I love that series, the Twilight. I love the Twilight saga. So mortal is dead. And you're going to think of the Twilight when you come see that word. Mortal, dead, Twilight. Morbid is sick. All right, if you have your license here and you sell here, it's considered domestic. If you have a license here and you sell in New York, it's a foreign. If you have your license here and sell in Canada, it's an alien. See, another country is an alien. here in California and sell in California is domestic. Here in have your license here and sell in New York is what? Foreign. Kushan, I have my license here and I sell here, it's considered what? Fast. Come on. Yes. Here and I sell in New York is what? Here in Canada is a what? Okay. Brandon, I have my license here and I sell here, it's what? If I have my license and I sell here, it's what?
Oh, it's domestic.
Yep. And if I have my license sell in New York, it's what?
Foreign.
And here to Japan. Yeah. What's your question?
But so if somebody has insurance in Texas and comes here and has to use it, they're considered foreign, correct? Same thing.
Yeah, but you could get a non-resident license in another state. I have a non-resident license in Massachusetts. You pay the fee. Like I have a non-resident license in Florida. So the nice thing about our license, you know how real estate agents, they got to get a license everywhere they go. Our license could go everywhere. We just got to pay a fee. The highest state is the most expensive fee is Hawaii, $300 because they're a hot state. But like to have your license as a non-resident license in New York, it's like $100. Massachusetts, $50, Pennsylvania, like $20, because I have all these different clients all over the United States. So I get a non-resident license in all those states. You could just apply for it. No, once a year. You just apply for it.
You don't have to take an exam.
No. It's called non-resident license. Isn't that nice? So when we get our license here, we can sell anywhere. Yep. Do you know how much they need to pass in Nevada to get their license? They're 80. You guys only need to pass with a 60. Just a 60? You'll get an 80 though. After this, I finish teaching, you'll get an 80. Blackout period means no more rides. You're not allowed on Magic Mountain. Blackout. Done with the rides. So what's the age?
65.
And children? Okay. ADA, American Disability Act. Obesity, are you considered disabled? No. Waivers, premium waiver. A premium waiver waives the premium. Let's talk about riders. Riders is a little extra little car that you add onto the policy. It's an extra, a little extra, like a rider. I call it like a little ride along, a little car. It rides along the plan. So here's a rider. You have a life insurance policy and somebody wants to get long-term care added to it. Extra little rider. That's an extra, so it's going to cost a little bit more. So if you add a long-term care rider, then they have long-term care included. If they have a disability accidental death benefit rider, that means if they get in an accident, it pays double the indemnity. So accidental death benefit rider pays double the indemnity. Waiver premium rider waives the premium. So the waiver of premium rider waives the what? So what is this little extra rider thing, Elvis? What's a rider? A little extra rides along the plan. So there could be an accidental death benefit rider that pays double the what? So if I have a $500,000 life insurance policy and I have the accidental death benefit rider and I get an accident, how much is it going to pay? $1 million. Double the indemnity. I love the riders. You know, nationwide, you're allowed to have 6 riders. You can have long-term care, accidental death benefit, disability income rider, premium or waiver rider. All these are, they of course are extra, but it's just a little extra you can add for the plan. So what's a rider? What is a rider? It's a little extra. So waiver of premium waives the what? All right, can't pay the premium, it's going to pay it. Accidental death benefit rider, what happens with that one? Pays what? Disability income rider is for in case you get what? Yes. Waiver of premium waives the what? There's all these different kind of riders. They're just extra. Okay, so a waiting period and the elimination period is the same thing for Social Security benefits. It's 180 days. And they call it a waiting or an elimination period. They literally, imagine if you got in an accident and you need benefits, you got to wait, or you want to collect your benefits because you can't walk or something happened to you. Do you know you have to wait 180 days? That's why they call it the waiting period, elimination period. They literally want to try to eliminate you, especially if you're disabled. They want to try to not give you benefits. Waiting 180 days for no money? That's crazy. All right. All right, what's the Medical Leave Act? 12 weeks is the Medical Leave Act for what, Donna? In case you have a born baby, adopt a child. What else, Donna? Somebody in your family sick. So it's 12 weeks for the Medical Leave Act. It's called the Medical Leave Act, 12 weeks. How many weeks? 12 weeks. So could you go to Hawaii? No. It has to be for what? A newborn baby, adopted child, a family sick. Family Medical Leave Act, yeah. It's Family Medical Leave Act. And just remember, it's 12 weeks, and it could be for a child being born, adopting a child, a sickness in the family, just not to go on a vacation. Yeah, it's called, just remember, it's going to be a Family Medical Leave Act, 12 weeks for a baby, adopting a baby, sickness, but no going on vacation. They're going to throw that one in there. Well, you want to go to Hawaii? No, that's not the answer. You can't, you're not allowed. Respite care, RESPITE. That's in the long-term care. It's when, you know, your family needs a rest. Mom's sick. I mean, everybody knows what hospice care is. It's in the long-term care plan. When my mother passed away, they go, okay, she's going on floor six. I'm like, oh, good. She's going to be in hospice care. I'm thinking this was a good thing. I didn't even know what hospice care was. All I know is they were putting her on the hospice care, floor 6. And terminally ill. Like, I didn't understand all this terminology until I found out that that's terminally ill. They're never coming back. But respite care, me and my sisters had to every day go there. We were there every day with my mother, taking care of her. You know, it was sad. But respite care is, instead of you always being there, you can bring her home, and instead of you every day watching her, they will have people come in and take care of your mom or your dad. And it gives the people, at home hospice, and it gives the family a rest. Just remember, respite care gives the family a rest. The word rest is in respite, rest. Family gets a rest. Respite, rest. How you guys feeling so far? You learning? You're overwhelmed? Morale with the E. Careless. A. Dishonest. Mr. MIP. Major Risk Medical Insurance Program, right? 150? You got to get 90 right. Cobra. A snake. Extension of health insurance. They're going to tell you about these tiers. Put the tiers in order. Here's the order. Bronze is the lowest, then silver, gold, and platinum. So the 90% is platinum because it's the highest tier. 80 is going to be the gold. Silver is going to be 70, and 60 is bronze. So if you look at it at metals, like in metals, bronze is the lowest metal, it's 60. And then 70 is what? Silver. 80 is gold, and 90 is a platinum metal. So look at them all in gold metals. So you'll know what's the highest metal, what's the lowest metal. MIB, Medical Information Bureau. What did I tell you about these guys? They know all your information. Everything about you. What's the waiver of premium? Yeah. What's the Social Security blackout period? What age? And 16. All right. What is speculative risk? Is it insurable?
No.
Pure risk.
Yes.
Yes. What is workers' comp? If you get injured at work, it's workers' comp. You get injured at work. How many parts of a life insurance policy is there? There's an owner. There's a payer. There's a what? Insurer and a beneficiary. Is life insurance tax-free? In the cash value, IULs? Yes. It's tax-free. It's tax-deferred. When you take it out, it's what? Tax-free. Why? Because it falls under the IRC code 7702. This code says anything that is a damage or a loss, you don't pay any taxes on it. It's a reform act in 1986. Ronald Reagan reformed the act, but it's been around for a long time. It's in our Constitution. Why do you think it's IRC 401k? What do you think 401k? It's 401k code. It's tax code 401k, tax code 403b, 529 plan. That's another one with a tax code. So that's all these numbers. But most people never heard of the 7702. 7702 is a tax IRC code 7702. Where anything that's considered a damage or a loss, you don't pay taxes on. So if you have a car and you get in an accident and your car is worth $50,000, you call the insurance company, they're going to give you $50,000, right? Do you have to take that $50,000 and claim it as income?
No.
Why? Because you gained money from a what?
Loss.
Do you understand? Like your house. A house is worth $500,000. It burns down. They give you $500,000. Now when you get this money, do you literally got to claim you made $500,000 and pay taxes on this?
No.
No, because you gained money from a loss. Damage and losses. Life insurance falls under that code. Somebody dies, somebody gets massive amount of money. But the money that the people get, do they have to pay taxes on it? No. Do you have to pay taxes if you win the lotto? Yes. What about in a lawsuit? If you win the damage, you win the lawsuit, you were damaged, you win 10 million. Do you pay taxes? No, because it's what? It's a damage and a loss. So when people say, I don't understand, I don't get how this could be tax-free. I don't get it. I don't get it. Well, if you got in a car accident and they totaled your car, they give you a check for $50. You have to claim that on income that you made $50,000? No. Why? Because it falls under the law of the 7702 damages or losses. You gain money from a loss of a car. Life insurance is in the same concept. Somebody dies, somebody gets money. But they have built life insurance to where it's become a tax shelter where they have cash value in it. And you have a savings account attached to a life insurance policy, and it's mirror in the market, and it's getting a floor and a cap. And if you combine both of those together, it falls under the 7702 law, which means the cash becomes 100% income tax free. Because you know the law. 7702. Damages and losses. So when people ask you that, well, how could it be? This is how it could be. Here's the law. And I pull out the law. Now you got to understand damages and losses.
Is that the same as the TAMRA?
TAMRA is technical and miscellaneous. The government calls it a miscellaneous act. Are you kidding me? Miscellaneous Revenue Act 7702? This is a miscellaneous thing that we could be building so much cash in these policies that the average Americans don't know about it, and you're calling it a miscellaneous. But the politicians own IULs, the business owners own them, the CEOs of AT&T, major corporations, Microsoft, big corporate executives, they all have life insurance retirement plans, cash value life insurance. Walt Disney, Nike, Starbucks, KB Homes, they all started those businesses. They all use their cash value life insurance. They all have it. They're very wealthy. Kylie Jenner just got a $36 million plan. One of my ladies that does the blood work went to the house and got Kim Kardashian a plan, and they did the blood, and Kim was trying to say, I don't smoke, and she's like, what are you talking about? I saw you on TV. And she was telling me the whole story, and 36 million Kylie just qualified for a life insurance policy, cash value. Man, imagine if you wrote that one up. Yeah, my lady tells me, because I have my lab lady that she always tells me all the people she talks to, and she's so cool. So everybody understands the 7702 now. Now you can understand if people ever ask you, how could this be tax-free? How? Well, this is why. This is why. Okay? All right, so unilateral, one-sided. If I have my license here and I sell here, it's called a? If I have my license here and I sell in New York, it's a? Here and in Canada? Yeah. Okay, let's put the bronze silver thing. 60% is what? 70? 80? Platinum is 90. Good. Risk is the potential for a loss. Peril is an immediate specified event that causes a loss. A peril is an example of a tornado. It causes a loss. Peril is an immediate specific event which causes a loss, such as a tornado. That's a peril, a cause of a loss. Like a tornado. What's a peril? Cause of a loss. Loss is the unintentional decrease in the value of an asset due to a peril. Type of risk: speculative risk, pure risk. Speculative risk is a risk that presents both the chance of loss or gain. Gambling is an example. Speculative risks are not insurable. A pure risk is the only insurable risk and present a potential for loss only, such as injury, illness, and death. If somebody wants to commit suicide, they get a 2-year contestability period. Okay? So, when the 2008 crash and people try to kill themselves, and they got life insurance and then try to kill themselves, and the women thought that they collect all this money, they couldn't, because they killed themselves too early. They should have waited 2 years and then did it. But what happened was, it's a 2-year contestability period. So all those people that did that, and then the women tried to collect the insurance in 2008, it was a big article. They couldn't collect anything because it wasn't 2 years. They thought that they can get the plans, kill themselves, and the family can have the money. The insurance companies are not silly. So if somebody plans on doing it, hanging themselves, say you wait 2 days after you got the policy, and then just hang yourself if that's what your intention is. Get it over with and leave your family the money, and it's all tax-free. But don't be silly and do it before. Wait the 2 years at least. How many years you got to wait? 2 for the contestability, or they're not going to be able to pay out. It's not going to pay out. It's not going to pay out on a suicide. Hazard, a condition or situation that creates or increases the chance of a loss. Increases the chance of a loss is a hazard. You guys got to get these key facts. Unilateral, one-sided agreement where only the insurer is legally bound. An insurance contract, only the insurance company is legally bound to do anything. Conditional contract, insurance contracts are conditional because certain conditions must be met by all parties in the contract. This is needed when a loss occurs in order for the contract to be legally enforceable. Utmost faith implies that there will be no attempt by either party to misrepresent, conceal, commit fraud as it pertains to insurance policies. Warranties, statements made by the applicant guaranteed to be true. Name and birthday. You don't need a good FICO score, and they're going to ask you this. Do you need a financial rating to apply for an insurance policy? No. You don't need to have a good financial score. They don't look for that. So that's going to be on your test. How many of you have been going through those CRAM courses, and now you're at the CRAMs, and some of the stuff I'm saying, you're hearing it now? Is it making a little better sense? Is it starting like the appointment, the illustration, the preferred risk, the tobacco? Okay, good. Express authority is the explicit authority granted to the agent by the insurer as written in the agency's contract. All right, these are 3 types of agent authority: express authority, implied, and apparent. You're going to see these. When you see the word permissiveness, the answer is may. That's it. Permissiveness, may. Just remember, may. Permissiveness, may. You're going to see question where it says permissiveness in it. The answer is may. That's it. Just remember may. It just is the answer, may. That's it. Have you seen any questions where it said permissiveness? And then what does it say? What? What does it say? It says what? What does it say? Okay, is that the answer? Okay, how did I know that? Because that's the answer. Because all you need to know is permissiveness, may is the answer. May. Just may. Permissiveness. Just remember the word permissiveness instead of permissive, may. Put may in it. So permissiveness, whatever answer says may in it is the answer. Okay, so they're going to say the following are 3 types of agent authority: express, implied, and apparent. An express authority is the explicit authority granted to the agent by the insurer as written in the agency contract. Implied authority, the unwritten authority of a producer to perform incidental acts necessary to fulfill the purpose of the agency agreement. Apparent authority deals with the relationship between the insurer, the agent, and the customer. It is the appearance of authority based on the agent-insurer relationship. Apparent authority is a situation in which the insurer gives the customer reasonable belief that an agent has the power and authority to bind the principal. Just try to get these key facts and learn these words. Express authority is the explicit authority granted to the agent by the insurer as written in the agency contract. Implied, the unwritten authority of a producer to perform incidental acts necessary to fulfill the purpose of the agency agreement. Fiduciary responsibility. Because the agent handles money of the insured and insurer, he has a fiduciary responsibility. A fiduciary is someone in a position of trust. With insurance, for example, it is illegal for agents to mix premiums collected from Abbott with their own personal funds. This is called commingling. So somebody gives you a check for a premium, they want to front load it for $5,000. You don't take that check into your name. It goes to the name of the company, Pacific Life, Nationwide. That's called commingling. You could lose your license. Don't do things like that. You got to be in insurance. They're very strict. They're very strict here. No, you do one little thing wrong, man, they take your license away so fast. They don't play games, the SEC. Every 2 years, you have to renew your license, and it's about $170. And every year, you have to take CE courses, like more courses. Every year, it's called credentials, CE courses. Continuing education every year. Usually it's long-term care, it's open book, and you usually go on successce.com like you're on, and that's where you get all your CE courses. But every year, the nice thing about it, the WFG site that you have, when you get your license, another site's going to open up, and every time you're late or the company lets you know, they give you a little danger thing saying, danger, your LTC course is going to expire. Danger, you're in danger. WFG will let you know on your homepage of your site, your license is coming up. You need to pay for it. They'll let us know. You have a question?
Yes, do we have to take another exam?
No. You just pay $170.
Oh, my.
Every 2 years, you got to pay $170 just to renew the license. No more tests. Once you pass this test, that's it. You're done. You're done. The only thing you do is the CE courses, the extra courses, but the CE courses is all open book. And when you get your license, guys, after you get your license, you have to do 3 more courses, okay? You can't do these courses until you have your license. They're called CE courses. They're going to be LTC, long-term care, 8-hour, 8-hour annuity, and 1 hour anti-money laundering. We have all the answers for it. So you can come to the office, we give you the answers right on the computer, and then they will give you those 3 certificates. You can't do those now, though. You have to have a license.
How long do we have until, how long do we have to take those courses after we get our license?
As long as you want.
Oh, we just take a year and then we don't?
No, you got to do it right away. So you got to send that to the company so you can sell long-term care, annuities, and have the ethics.
Okay.
So after you get your license, now you got the number. Then they're going to say, okay, you need 3 courses if you want to sell long-term care and annuities. You want that. So we're going to, like, you're on my team, I'm going to put you on the course. You come in the office. The minute the license number comes in, I'm going to say, here, follow this link. Go on the course. If you're on Exam FX, you already paid for it because it comes with that Exam FX program. But if you don't want to go through that, go to successce.com, and it's $30 unlimited. You do the courses, and then we give you, I have all the answers to it. So it's an open book thing. You just go right to the questions and answer the questions, and then 3 certificates. We take your certificates and your license, and we send it to WFG and license, and then we wait, and you're appointed, and then you get appointed, and you're ready to write a business. Okay, but you need those. You want to sell long-term care because the IUL has long-term care. You'll be able to sell insurance, but you can't sell the one with the long-term care in it. So we want you to get LTC in. Okay, you want that, and you want the annuity course, but that's right after you get your license number. You can't do any of that until your number comes in. So when your number comes in, I know my team, I will sit you down, I will walk you through the steps, I will get you appointed and walk you through everything you need to do. So I have it all laid out, so you don't have to worry about it all. Also, you have to set up direct deposit and E&Os. E&Os are errors and omissions. You get $1 million coverage. In case a client gets pissed off and they want to try to go after you, the company covers us, $1 million. So E&Os for a training associate is like $25, but you got to set up the E&Os. But if you do like 4,000 in points, the company pays for it. Like one sale and the company pays your E&Os. So as you move up in ranks, the E&Os get a little more expensive. So an associate's like 35, senior associate's like 65, and they go up. And then when you get to my level, it's like, over $100 in E&Os. So the higher you go, the more E&Os, the more coverage. Yes. When you set up that access pass, you set up your E&Os. But you need E&Os. Just like when I was in real estate, I had to have coverage too, because people out there could be nasty. They could try to go do this to you or do that. You did this, you told me that, blah, 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 blah. You want to be protected. So that's what the nice thing is. WFG makes sure we all have coverage. Anybody messes with us, we have E&Os. Does everybody understand that?
Is that monthly payments? or
It's a
is that
monthly
daily?
payment. And if you do like 4,000 in points, like one sale, they pay for it. It comes right out of your commission check. Or you could set it up on your credit card, or just take it out of your commission. But it's coverage that you really are going to need. You cannot do business without E&O fees. You can't. Okay? So, a waiver. Waiver is the voluntary giving up of a known right. So, estoppel, the legal process of preventing one party from reclaiming a right that was waived. What else we got? Now they have cafeteria plans. I never heard of this stuff. This is new stuff to me because it's a new program. Cafeteria plans are benefit arrangement in which employees can pick and choose from a menu of benefits, thus tailoring their benefit package to their specific needs. This is all new to me, so I can't give you any good little hints on it. Group health insurance, disability buyouts. You got to learn this. That's why you guys got to get these forms. Key person disability insurance. This type of coverage pays a monthly benefit to a business cover expenses for additional help. Okay, key person insurance. Does everybody know what that is? All right, for example, you own a business, like a construction company, and let's say the husband is doing most of the work, and I own a construction company. I would put insurance on him because he's a key person. Key person insurance. So if something happens to him, I'm covered. Key person, a key employee insurance. Yeah. Eligibility groups, you got to read this. Contributory versus non-contributory. Most non-contributory group health plans require 100% participates by eligible members, whereas contributory group health plans often require participants for 70%, 75%. Lower cost underwriters. Dental care, vision care, coordination of benefits. The purpose of the this is a big one. The purpose of the coordination of benefit provision found only in group health plan is to avoid duplication of benefit payments and overinsurance when an individual is covered under more than one group health plan. What if the husband has a health insurance and the wife has insurance, and the husband gets in an accident? Whose insurance does he go under first? Yeah, not hers. He would go under his. So coordination of benefits is when you have different benefits, but always remember the person utilizes their own one first. You understand? That's going to be on the test. Maternity benefits, this is all new, requires group plans covering 15 or more people to treat pregnancy. Related claims no differently than any other allowable medical expense. Then they talk about COBRA, requires employees with 20 or more employees to continue group medical. So 20 or more, they get COBRA. You guys got to get these. Disability, we talked about that. Elimination period. How many? Elimination period and what was the other one? Elimination, and what's the other one? What's the blackout period? How many quarters for Social Security? Or how many years? Yeah. Who is Mr. Mitt? Insurance program. Look at all these riders. They have waiver a premium rider, which we know what that one is. You waive the premium. They have Social Security rider. This is new. Like, this is new for me because I had my license years ago. The Social Security rider provides the payment of additional income when the insured is eligible for Social Security insurance benefits, but those benefits have not yet begun. Imagine. So there's a Social Security rider. Look at this one. Cost of living adjustment rider. Another rider. It says the cost of living, it's called COLA. It's like Coca-Cola. The cost of living adjustment rider provides for indexing the monthly and weekly benefit payable under a disability policy to change in the consumer price index. I like this one. Guaranteed insurability rider. You know what this one is? This option guarantees the insurer the right to purchase additional amounts of disability income coverage at predetermined times in the future. So it's guaranteed insurability, so they don't have to take a medical exam anymore. But later in the future, they can purchase more insurance. I like that one. Guaranteed insurability. It guarantees you for a predetermined date, you can get more insurance. No medical. Okay, what other one? Limited policy risk, special policy risk, what else? Health Maintenance Organization, HMO, you know that? PPOs? Medi-Cal, who's that? What's AIM? AIM. Access Infant Mothers. AIM program. I'm not even going to tell this group how to memorize this one. AIM. All right, you want to know how you're going to remember it? Or you don't want to know?
We do.
You sure about this one?
Yeah.
You might not like it.
Do it.
You sure?
Yes.
You're not going to like it. It's pretty bad, but you won't forget it. AIM, Access Infant Mothers. So the mother was aimed on, she's pregnant, and now she has no medical insurance. So she needs a program to help her pay for the medical bills. So what's the program called? AIM, because she was aimed on, and now she's pregnant. Because you remember that? And now what does she get? What kind of benefits? For her infant. It's called AIM, Access Infant Mothers. And they are qualified through the Medi-Cal program, which you have to be a California resident and you have to be 400% poverty to collect. So she is pregnant, aimed by a man. He did it.
Shut it down.
That's it. So do you understand what that program is? What kind of program is it? What's the program for? Yeah, for what? Pregnant women. Uh-huh. AIM. And then Medi-Cal covers it. All right. What about, okay, so we have HMO. What is ADA? American does it cover glasses? Obesity? No. What is a gatekeeper? What's coinsurance? Coinsurance is another characteristic of major medical policy. It is sharing of expenses by the insured and the insurer. That's coinsurance. The insured and the insurer together is coinsurance. Stop loss. Oh my God, this is a great feature. Stop my loss. Stop loss is a feature designed to limit the amount of expense that incur may be exposed in one policy year. Stop my loss. So the stop loss feature stops the people's loss so they don't keep coming out of pocket. Certain amount of money you pay and you stop your loss. The insurance company pays.
Is that part of the rider or?
It's something that could come in, doesn't say anything about it. It's just a stop loss is in the policy. Stop loss is feature designed. Often the stop loss will state that after the insured has paid a specific amount towards the covered expense, the insurer will pay 100% of the remaining expense. Like for me last year, I had to pay so much of medical bills out of my pocket, and then my Kaiser stopped my loss and paid all the rest. Or, you know, my kid needed a surgery, all the rest of my health, all my medical bills last year was crazy. So I paid so much, and that was it. And then the insurance company paid the rest. Long-term care, if you can't do 2 out of 6 activities, you get 2% of the face amount. Yeah. Learn about this. Skilled nursing care, 3 categories of long-term care. Skilled nursing care, intermediate nursing care, and custodial care. Skilled nursing care is continuous around the clock, provided by licensed medical professional under the direct supervision of a physician. Intermediate nursing care is provided by a registered nurse, licensed practitioner nurse, and nurse's aide under the supervision of a physician. Custodial care provides assistance in meeting daily requirements such as bathing, dressing, getting out of bed, toileting, and so on. 3 categories of long-term care. Skilled nursing, that's around the clock. She's so skilled to be running around the clock. A skilled nurse, I feel bad for skilled nursing people. Around the clock care provided by a licensed medical professional under the direct supervision of physician. Skilled nursing care is usually administered in nursing homes. So always remember, a skilled nursing, they're so skilled, they're running around the clock, skilled nursing, and they're in the nursing homes. Intermediate nursing care is provided by a registered nurse, licensed practitioner, and nurses' aides under the supervision of physician. Intermediate care is providing in nursing homes for stable medical conditions that require daily but not 24-hour supervision. So intermediate is not 24 hours. What's the one that's around the clock? Yeah, she's so skilled. They want her around the clock. And then custodial provides assistance in meeting daily living requirements such as bathing, dressing, getting out of bed. What is respite care? So your family can do what? And a caregiver comes in. Claim, proof of loss, paying, reinstatement, legal action, beneficiary. Everybody knows what beneficiary is. Cancellation, illegal occupation. Everybody knows 12, the Family Medical Leave Act, 12 weeks. And what do you got to do it for? It's only if what?
Pregnancy.
No going to Hawaii? No? Okay. No vacation? Morbid. Sick. Mortal. Okay, all right, let me test you real quick. Let's see how good you got. All right, you guys got to get this Cliff Notes. You guys got to get these Cliff Notes. This right here. And you got to study this right before you go in there. You cannot go take that exam unless you get 90 and above on the practice exams. So when you finish the what? What do you get? What do you say? On your site. But I can email it to you if you want it. I'll email it to you guys. We could do it after I'll get my laptop out. Here's what you got to understand. When you finish your 52-hour course, on the bottom of it, it's going to say you're going to have 3 final exams. If there's only one, you got to go back to your courses and do the code and ethics. Because when you open up code and ethics, there's more courses you got to go through, and then there's going to be 2 more exams. So when you get to the final of the cram courses, there's 3 exams, 150 questions. You must take it over and over and over to score 90 and above. If you do not score a 90 and above, you are not going to pass the state exam. You have to get 90 and above. Just memorize the questions and answers. You don't need to watch all the videos. You don't need to sit there. You need to just open those modules up and get to the final exams and memorize it. And you got to score a 90 and above. So once you can get 90 and above at least 3 times on those exams, and you go and print these Cliff Notes, you are, and what we talked about today, you are going to pass like 80s. Like a high 90, 80, high 80s, okay? So let's go over everything we learned today. All right. Mortal. Morbid. If I have my license here and I sell here, it's what? Here in New York. Here in Canada. Workers' comp. Okay, so bronze is what percent? Silver. Gold. Platinum. Who's the MIB people? Okay. HIV consent form. When you are writing an application, it's called an HIV consent. We need people's consent that we could do HIV on them. I actually had a client like freak out on me like not even a month ago. I was getting ready for the HIV form. She goes, oh my God, no, I can't sign this. I go, you have to. You got to give us permission to do HIV tests. She freaked out on me. She goes, no, I can't sign it. I was with this guy all these years ago. I'm so worried, blah, 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 blah. He was with my girlfriend and now I'm like, what? Are you kidding me? She was going on about this guy that she was with that was sleeping around all these years. I go, well, don't you want to know if you have it or not? what's wrong with you? And she wouldn't consent. She would not sign it. And I said, forget it. Couldn't do the whole policy. Is that crazy? That is the first time in my life that happened to me. I was like, what? I was so dumbfounded by this because we have to get consent. HIPPA, HIPAA. Does everybody know what HIPAA is? What is it? It's the Privacy Act. HIPAA, Privacy Act. ADA, American Disability Act, doesn't cover eyeglasses, doesn't cover obesity. Qualified money is money from where? Non-qualified is from where? Yes. What is the premium waiver rider? Accidental death benefit rider pays what? What does it pay? Double the what? Okay, yes, double the benefit. So the face amount is the same as the death benefit. Isn't that weird? Face amount is how much are we getting insurance? 100,000. How much is the death benefit? 100,000. So face amount is same as death benefit, isn't it? If I have $100,000 face amount, how much, if I die the next day, how much is my death benefit does my family get? So don't get confused on this. Death benefit and face amount is the same thing. Unless it grows cash later on, and now it's $1 million death benefit, when the original face amount was 100,000. So don't get confused. A premium is what? Yeah, co-payment. It's that fee you always got to give the doctor every time I go into Kaiser. What is the deductible? Cobra. Waiting period, elimination period. How many days? Yeah. What is a life insurance transfers or eliminates risks? A pure risk is insurable? Speculative risk. Peril. Like a tornado? Hazard. Increases the what? Morale with the E. Morale with the A. A term policy has a what? A whole life is the whole little bit of cash, gets expensive later. An index mirrors the market. It's the floor and a cap. Index, IUL, Index Universal Life. Mr. MIP. Who goes to him? AIM. You remember that one, huh? I didn't tell you. Gatekeeper. Unilateral. How many quarters for the blackout? And years for Social Security? 65 for what? Social Security. And how much for the kid? What does the blackout mean? No more what? No more rides. Illustration. What is it? Non-guaranteed element, like a bid. Is a preferred pay less than a tobacco? Right. If paying monthly more than yearly? Yearly less than monthly? How many parts of an insurance policy is there? Qualified money is money from what? Non-qualified is what? An annuity is a tax-free or tax-deferred? It's a one lump sum, right? So if somebody says I have $500,000 to invest, the first thing you ask is it qualified or non-qualified money? And if they say non-qualified money, where'd it come from? Savings account. Okay, one more thing. You're going to tell me yes. You're going to take the premiums and put it from the lowest to the highest. Is it traditional, modified, single? Modified, single, traditional? Traditional, single, modified. Modified, traditional, single? All right. How do you feel now? How many years do you got to renew your license? How much is it? When you go to get your license, you're going to go to psiexam.com, schedule for the exam. It's going to be 300 Spring Street. You're going to go to CDI site. It should be exactly how much money? And how many hours is it? And what's the name of the test you're taking? Accidental Life and Health Agent Only Exam. And if it says 180 minutes, that's the right test. Not property and casualty, not health only, not life only. Accident, life, and health. Exam agent only. 180 questions. When you go there, you're gonna have your driver's license, your debit card, right? You're not gonna bring too much stuff, no kids. You're gonna be confident. As long as you can remember the terminology, like these terminologies, when you go back onto your cram course now, you're going to score what percent? When you can get a 90 and above 3 times, you already got an 80 on the state exam, especially from all this that you learn now. Now this, when you go back on that test, you're going to remember domestic. You're going to remember foreign. You're going to remember unilateral, express authority. You're going to remember premium waiver. You're going to remember this more. Illustration. You know what illustration is? An appointment. What's an appointment? Yes. Who is the MIB? Yeah. For the pregnant woman, right? Pregnant woman. For somebody that is actually can't get the Medical Information Bureau reports all your medicines or anything you have on the reports, right? Okay, any questions? I advise that you use now, whatever program you're on. If you're on Excel, this is Excel. So this is the Cliff Notes from Excel, but if you're on Exam FX, you have them too. And if you want me to get my laptop and email it to you guys?
Yeah.
All right, so you're gonna have to put your emails in. Hold on, give me a minute.
Did you learn more?
Okay, so I will go ahead and email you it. These are the Cliff Notes. I have these, but whatever program you're on, if you're Exam FX, you probably have your own Cliff Notes, but get as many as you can and just memorize the terminology. But if you keep just taking those final exams and get 90 and above, you're already going to pass. You can't go and take that test unless you get 90 and above. If you're even at 80, you're not ready. You have to get 90 plus and then go. If you get an 89, you're still not ready. I need you to get 90 and above at least 4 times on the 150 question exam. If you scored 90 and above 4 times, you already passed. Don't do 70, you're not passing. Don't do 80, you gotta get 90. So I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna email everybody right now. Yeah, honey.
We need to get Nina on the course, and all Michelle told me is she needs to go to the lounge, but I didn't understand.
What lounge?
To launch it.
Exceltesting.com.
Exceltesting.com.
Yeah. And then the code is WFG for discount, and it's on sale for $15.95 right now. All right. So I'm putting this in here. So let's go ahead and who wants an email right now? Give me which email?
It's PEREZDANNA@yahoo.com.
PERZDANNA@yahoo.com. All right.
RDR.
RDR.
FO.
FO. Want it?
Yeah, it'll be Rodriguez.
How do you spell it?
RODRIGUEZ.
RODRIGUEZ.
IGUEZ. 1727 @gmail.
ANEKE 6868 twice. So ANEKE 68 @gmail. SA FAA ATA ATA @gmail. So that is saba.fatas @gmail.com. Next. SOLO MON Solomon Paula.
379
Yeah.
@gmail.com.
I'm adding 2 for you that were online.
Solomon SOLOMON PAULA 379 @gmail. Next. Kushan, you got yours. Really? I got you. Next. Anybody else? B as in boy? B-O, Bobo. T-A-N-O-V-A. .N. BOBOTANOVA.N@gmail. Okay, next. You got it? You got it, Brandon?
G. .SCR. IBNER@gmail.
All right, you ready, Brandon? Let me read this too. Brandon, it's brandon.g.scribner@gmail.com. GOMEZ91304@gmail.
Yes, Jesus.
JESUS.
Marquez.
MARCUS.
Q. MARQUEZ.
Number 7
Mm-hmm.
@gmail.com.
JESUSMARQUEZ7@gmail.com.
No, it's just
S in front of Jesus.
Give me it again. JES.
Nope, it's S JESUS.
JE.
Yep, S, then JESUS.
So SE.
Nope, S, here we go.
S.
S J
Jesus.
Yep,
Okay. Marquise.
yep.
MAR.
MARQUEZ 7
That it?
Yep.
At.
gmail.com.
All right, guys, I'm going to send it over
I
right
have
now.
two more.
Go ahead.
People on the
Go ahead.
Zoom. Lagrone, LAGRONE P1 @gmail.com. And then the next one is Meza, MEZA, Nancy 91 @gmail.com.
Okay. It's coming over. Check your emails. Hello. These are going to be called Cliff Notes. See if you got it, guys. Print those out and then study these terminologies, and you guys will be really good to take the test. Did you just learn a little more today? Yeah? All right, so when you go back on your course now, it's going to make a little more sense to you. You think? All right, good. All right, guys, that's it for today. I hope you guys got a lot of value out of this. And tomorrow, don't forget the Run Club. Make sure you guys register. I'm excited you're going. Good for you. Brandon, you're going too, right? Donna's going too, Tony. So I'm really excited, guys, getting in that Run Club. And tomorrow we have BPM. Kushan, we have BPM tomorrow. Come to BPM. 10 o'clock to 12. Make sure you're here. Guys, tomorrow. What? I don't know. It's training tomorrow. I don't know what they're going to have. Yeah, the Run Club's going to be at 2:30, but if you're going to go, yeah, it's here. But we have, what? 1:30. 1:30. Okay, but in the morning, we still have BPM and training. So, all right, guys, I hope you all do good. Don't worry, you're all going to pass, I promise you. Now your job is just to get a 90 and above, print these clip notes, and I promise you, you're going to be fine. You're going to